Hey guys, F Life here. Just wanted to show my build for a couple friends, make a video, what I use, why I use it, and how you can obtain it, like what you should be aiming for. So my build, I know there's some skill power builds out there, but mine is a little bit off the beaten path of infinite sticky bombs or whatever else anybody else uses, healing, tanking, etc. Mine is a high DPS solo build plus an excellent support build to run with DPSers to bring up their damage resistance, and in itself tanking an extreme amount of damage at too. So let's go ahead and just get into it and I'll show you what I mean. First off, my base stats. Alright, let me change my gear back. That would be the smart thing to do. Alright, so this is the gear I run normally. Everyday build right here. I haven't had an upgrade besides my backpack in almost 2 weeks now to my gear. This has been the same stuff besides my backpack that I've been wearing for almost 2 weeks now. First off, we're going to just cover guns real quick. Primary DPS is only 116k, which people think is exceedingly low, which arguably it is. But I'll show you how that's not so bad in a moment here, and that's actually pretty high. So first off, I don't use a vector. I use an AUG I-31 with deadly and ferocious mods, magazine size, weapon damage, critical chance, headshot damage, critical hit damage, stability, and accuracy. I don't really need that accuracy there, but it helps a little bit because the weapon's really stable on its own. Compared to the vector, it doesn't have that crazy jump. So the accuracy does help keep the bloom a little bit smaller. Not much, but it helps. Second, of course, I use the first wave M1A. Just come on now. Why would somebody not use this unless they have a really much better gun? So magazine size, crit hit chance. Headshot damage, crit hit chance. Stability, crit hit chance. Stability and horizontal stability, just to keep it from jumping all over the place. Let's get that out of there. Pistol, not really important, but I use a M1911 just because it has that little clip slot, which I like. I don't have any muzzle on it at all. I haven't found one that I want to put on it. So I just leave it bare. I don't use it for anything either, so it's pointless. Right, as far as... I'll just go ahead and jump into my armor and such right away. First, let me show you my stats. So, basic crit hit damage is, let's just round, 130%, 136%. This is my SMG, by the way, 21%. That's not my SMG. That would be my sniper rifle, but it's just saying it's my SMG. Whatever, you guys get the point. I don't have any skill haste. I don't have any signature skill resource gain. I just have raw skill power. As far as my skill goes, armor, people are going to say, oh my god, this is low. How do you survive with that? You're going to do so bad in PvP. I beg to differ. I'm not going to show any PvP in this video because I just can't be bothered going to the dark zone right now. But just take my word for it, or don't. I do perfectly fine in the dark zone when encountering rogues, when I go rogue against level 32 enemies, solo, in groups, whatever. I do perfectly fine. I've never had a problem with dark zone. I just don't really care for it. It's kind of pointless, in my opinion. Okay, but how about your health? That's really low. Again, I beg to differ. 58k health is really well for as tanky as I'm going to show you I am. And to get more health, I'd have to sacrifice either damage, a lot of damage, or quite a bit of skill power. Not worth it. I don't have any protection from elites. Bummer. I would like some. No exotic damage resilience, which again, I'd like some, but what can you do? Gear's not perfect. Right, so, first off, this is the only piece, my chest, that I have the plus armor attribute to. Chest is plus stamina, with robust talent, plus armor, plus damage to elites, ammo capacity. Skill attributes is garbage. I would much prefer something to deal with either the hill station, with pulse, or with smart cover. But I can't re-roll it because I re-rolled ammo capacity onto this chest. The mod is plus stamina and plus skill power, which are really essential. These mods, you don't need electronic mods plus whatever. Just get the stamina and firepower mods plus skill power if you can. They're amazing. So this is a big chunk of my armor alone. My mask is firearms based. I got really lucky with this drop. I was crafting lots of masks. I still try to craft a better mask. I'm crafting them all the time, trying to make a better one. Still have yet to get a better one. As the rehabilitate it, those 2 seconds during status effects, which of course is good. Even when it gets fixed, it's still going to be good. Somebody hits you with a status effect, you'll heal up some. That's going to be nice. Instead of plus armor, I have plus skill power on here to bring up my skill power even more. Minor attributes, that could be scavenging, but it's increased kill XP and I can't reroll it because I rerolled skill power. First aid ally heal, again, I don't use first aid. I'd prefer something pulse, mark cover, or support station based, but there I am, stuck with that. Prototype firearms mod, plus firearms, plus skill power. Again, always try to get plus skill power. My knee pads, I got pretty lucky in crafting these ones. They could get tweaked a little better, but I can't complain. Less electronic knee pads with my stamina mod, of course. Crit hit damage, which is nice. Minor attributes, enemy armor damage, and scavenging, which are both nice. Shock resistance. That's not bad for when you get hit by those shotgunners that, you know, throw the shock grenades at you, and I don't know, usually when you do that, you're dead. But I guess it's good to have. I would reroll that to something else if I could. Skill attribute though, I managed to get support station healing speed, which I'm pretty happy with. Now, my mod slot, of course, 119 and 1164. Backpack, I just made this today. So this is a really crucial talent. While it's bugged right now, and sometimes it's not on, sometimes it is on, my skill power is 43k without this talent being in effect. With it, I'm up to 48k, which helps a lot. So either way, it's going to help at the start of combat. And then hopefully it just doesn't bug out on you. Next time you hit full health, you're back at full skill power. If not, if you're one of those people who has to have your bottom line always as high as possible and you can't take that gamble, I would suggest the talent that increases your skill power by 13% from your firearms and stamina. It's only going to give you about a 400 skill power bump, but it's better than nothing. I personally prefer this, even if it's not always on. Major attribute, of course, not plus armor. It's plus skill power. Ammo capacity, once again, gotta have that ammo. Skill attribute, smart cover, damage resilience, which is amazing. And then sticky bomb explosion radius, which is okay. I prefer, again, something smart cover based, pulse based, or hill station based. Advanced stamina mod, of course. Gloves, I find Savage to be, just in general, the best possible talent you can have for your gloves. Critical hit chances increased by 13% against targets out of cover. Enemies aren't always the smartest, especially big heavy guys. That means you're always having a 13% increased crit chance. These gloves are amazing. Electronics roll again. Major attributes, I took damage to elites over critical hit chance because I did have some gloves almost the exact same, just with crit hit chance instead. But I took the damage to elites over it because my crit hit chance is so high already, and it even gets higher because of my pulse. I felt it was rather pointless to waste that slot where I can get a little bit of raw damage out of it instead. Of course, SMG damage, it's my weapon, critical hit damage. Skill attribute, again, don't use this. So this is where my gear really falls apart, is the skill attributes. I really wish I had better gear when it comes to skill attributes, but I can't complain because all my majors are really good. Now holster, I see quite a few people skip out on one stat. I don't think that's smart, but to each their own. I picked up all 3 stats instead, which this is only an I-31 holster. Sadly, tier, but it's almost perfect rolls on all 3 attributes. Of course, I re-rolled one of them myself. I think it was electronics to get them that high, but the max is 515, so that's really well of a roll. Of course, another firearms mod with skill power. Again, sticky bomb damage, what can you do? So now onto my skills. I use pulse, naturally. Now this is where I was saying, I have 40% more crit chance with pulse, on top of the 30% I had for my SMG itself, and then I get a 13% for my gloves, and then I get 40% from this. That's bringing me up to about 83% crit hit chance, which is pretty nice, and that's why I don't have the crit hit chance on my gloves. Prefer the damage to elites. Crit hit damage, 88.6%, which I find amazing. This is my other skill I primarily use, Smart Cover. 1 second. Now, I use the Recharger mod just because it increases the cooldowns, because every now and then your pulse will end early, like you'll run out of enemies, or your Smart Cover will get destroyed by an ally's flashbang or their combat medic talent, something like that. So it helps with the cooldown, even though it's 20 seconds. That's capped for it, 20 seconds. But with Recharger, I think it brings it down to about 17 seconds, 16, I haven't counted exact yet. So this is a huge part. First off, damage buff, 50%. I'm going to show you this in action real quick. So, hey, damage is 116k. That's kind of garbage. Yes, I both agree and disagree. So this is without using any skills. I'm just going to get steamrolled real quick. So I'm hitting 52k headshots. Takes me an entire clip to kill one shotgunner. And I'm shocked. So I can survive 2 to 3 shotgun shells with, without any skills or anything deployed at all. And they take a little bit over half my health each shot. So, they get me under half, then whatever, one hit. Now this time I'll go in and I'll use my skills to show you how much of a difference it is. So remember, 52k headshots with no skills whatsoever. And yeah, I agree. That's really low. That's pretty bad. Like, I wouldn't want that guy on my team. It took him a whole clip to take a guy down. And now we're doing 110 and 114. Half a clip to kill him. Oh, there's a shotgunner shooting at me in my back. Oh no. Hey, put that grenade down, sir. And he's doing half of a bar now. So I can easily take 6 to 7 shots now. And everything's just melting as well now too, as you can see. And 416k headshots for my DMR. If I can land headshots, that is. Because what is aiming? So that's as far as that goes. Destroy that so it stops bugging me real quick. So as you can see, that damage resistance does make a huge difference, and the damage buff does as well, comboed with the pulse in there. They make immense differences. Sir, please. I'll take what is aiming for 200. The other thing I use is support station with immunizer. Drops the station and removes status effects and makes allies immune to them. Meaning if they throw a flashbang at you, if they throw a fire grenade at you, a flashbang, anything of that sort, the effects have no effect on you at all. You're immune to all of them. And there's somebody behind me shooting. Okay. Anyways. Never decides to load. Back to what I was saying. So immunizer, if they throw a fire grenade or anything of that sort on top of you, you're going to be immune to it. Plus, this is healing at 4k HP per second, and if I had more recovery speeds for my support station on my gear, my equipment, like I had that one with 8%, then it would bring it even more. Like, it'd be healing 4k every half second or something of that sort. So I like it a lot. Cooldown is as low as it goes, 29 seconds. Lifetime is 24 seconds. But usually I replace pulse with this. So I'd run this in place of pulse. And as you can see, as I put it up, so the cooldown is 5 seconds longer than the lifetime. Well, Smart Cover, it should be ready to get placed again by the time the lifetime runs out. And even if it's not, one of the talents that I use, tech support, helps immensely. So when they throw seeker mines at you, they throw their turrets down, they throw their proximity mines from snipers, anything of that sort. And see what I mean? The support station came up just as it went down, so works out pretty nicely. Meaning it's pretty much always up. You always have that nice hill. This is going to give you a small little baby hill as well. Combos up pretty nicely. But if you need damage and you're comfortable with your tankiness, just go pulse. Burn everything super quick. Anyways, this affects everything except pulse. I don't know why. It just does. It'll increase your smart cover duration. It'll increase your signature skill, your turret. It'll increase your seeker mine, which I don't know how that works, but it does. I've tested it. It'll increase your support station duration. So that's really nice to have. Next one is cover to cover moving. Damage is reduced by 30%. I do cover to cover move a lot. That right there. Hold space while you're doing whatever. I do use that a ton. So I realize not a whole lot of people do. I really don't see a whole lot of people use it, but I'm one of the people that do use it just because I play cover so much.
Agent, we're intercepting LMB radio.
Just because, like I said, I use smart cover a lot. So say I'm right here. Before I move up, I'm going to make sure my smart cover is up again. I'll stay and I'll play this smart cover right here, you know, shooting whatever I have to, doing whatever I have to do until my smart cover is up again, and then I'll place it in the next spot I'm going, and then I'll move to it. And with that talent, majority of the way you're going to be immune to smart damage. Not immune, but 30% less. And then my holster complements that with any damage I take while moving cover to cover. I regenerate it over 5 seconds once I get there. A better one than this that I haven't found is you heal 2% for every 1 meter ran while doing cover to cover. That is definitely a better holster. I have yet to find one. As far as other talents go, of course, one is none. Self-explanatory why that's amazing. And then steady hands. Enter cover to reduce recoil by 25% for 10 seconds. So this little symbol right here, you have less recoil when you're doing that. So when you put smart cover on, it actually stays on you for a few seconds. It's not showing up there, but there we go. So smart cover stays on you for like 3 to 5 seconds, anywhere around there. And then you have to get back into it to reapply it. So you can actually dip into smart cover, move real quick, and then get back into it before it's out. And then while you're sitting there, if you need to control your recoil a little more, just get out and pop back in, and that'll reapply your recoil reduction without having to worry about all of a sudden losing a ton of damage resilience or anything like that. As far as signature skill goes, I always run Tactical Link. I don't use Survivor Link just because my smart cover at 73%, 68% minimum. So it's almost the exact same as this. A little less, yeah, but not a big deal. I don't use the healing one because that's just silly. So a couple bugs, a couple bad sides to this class. If somebody's using Combat Medic and they're within 20 meters of you and they use their heal, it will destroy your smart cover. I don't know why, it just does. Another bug in the game. If anybody uses the sticky bomb flashbang and you're within its proximity, it'll destroy your smart cover. Even if your smart cover is across the map, if you're caught in that blast, it will destroy your smart cover. I believe Seeker Mines do it, the Inferno ones, if you're caught inside that blast. And I'm not sure what else, but I've noticed it just popping off on its own sometimes too. So there are definitely some faults with it. Hopefully they'll fix that in the future. But yeah, anyways, that's my build.